Man! Now what?
Yeah, it's Kevin. Let's ride.
Back and rolling down the line. Thoughts of my baby running through my mind. She's waiting for me, gotta be on time. I gotta roll, 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 gotta roll. The state police must put alongside of me. Said, boy, you ain't quite as fast as me. Showed him a picture of that baby of mine. He said, boy, you better move on now. I hold back and rolling down the line. Thoughts of my baby running through my mind. She's waiting for me, gotta be on time. I gotta roll, 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 roll on down the line.
My name is Kevin Ferguson. I'm originally from Glen Cove, Long Island. I moved to Miami and I'm presently living in what's called the Mondex. Now, I started riding motorcycles. I started out on a mini bike when I was a kid. If I don't ride, things look crappy. I have to ride. Every so often, urge just comes over me. I mean, people that ride, they just have to. You know, I got to get out here. If I don't get out and ride, I'm not normal. You know, so it's a necessity for me to ride. That's just how it is.
Tattoo?
The what?
Yeah.
I'm down there with a tattoo.
It is a tattoo.
Why you down in the wall? Yo, man, you all messed up. I tell you, no wonder you ain't right. You make sure you got gas, man. I like that about you. You all right. Hey, what you doing, man? What you doing? What you doing?
I was just doing a little.
Hey, this ain't the food line. This ain't no business. You can't get over dick out here.
Okay, I'll put it up. I'll put it up.
Yeah, all right, come on, get on the boat. Now, let's go. Yeah, stop getting up. That's what I say about you, man.
You say it's always a Kevin.
I told him to use a smaller rod.
All right, guys, here's the plan. We head south on A1A. We go through this little town, Flagler. There's a place called Otis Castle. This guy, Rusty, is cool. It's really spiritual. I'd like to stop there and show you this castle. It's really cool.
Greetings and hallucinations.
What's going on, man? Long time no see.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you, man. Place looks great. Everybody doing good?
You built this place yourself?
Well, I worked with a master mason named Otis Sadler, and he was born in 1936. Now, we use no drawings, no sketches, no models, no laborers, no helpers. We started the project on May 1st, 1984, and we topped the building out in the summer of 1988. So it took us 4 years to top it out, and then the interior took an additional 3 years. And 4 and 3 is 7. That's the perfect number in the Christian Bible. This building always seemed to exert its own insistent will. And it seemed more as if we were instruments. And of course, I can only speak for myself, but it seemed more as if we were instruments participating in the true process of the energy that was creating the structure. Because it was just such a natural, mellow, steady, organic flow to the whole thing.
Well, may we see the inside?
Absolutely,
Let's take a
positively.
walk around.
We put the Star of David in here to illustrate that Jesus Christ was a Jewish rabbi. Malachi is the last book of the Old Testament, and Genesis is the first. And so that's what the symbolism there is on those two panels.
And what does that lead into?
It leads into an area we call a meditation circle, and it's just a quiet, safe, peaceful, secure space. So these windows are symbolic of the tablets of the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And this little crucifix, this has been in my family since the 1930s and faces to Jerusalem. And the big cross on the front of the building faces to the North Star.
What's the weight in the floor there?
We call that level the Mother's Circle. There's a statue of the Blessed Mother Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ. No Mary, no Jesus.
Right.
And a symbol on the ceiling, we call that the thread of life, and that's symbolic of the umbilical cord to honor all women.
You finally got your own store, Pat. You've been looking for
You
it.
ought to be in pictures.
Where's the sign? You gotta put a sign up there, Pat. Perfect, thank you.
My name is Patrick Dearson, and I'm from New York. Live in Manhattan. Started riding motorcycles in 2000 and 2001. Thought it'd be an easier way to get in and out of Manhattan, and absolutely fell in love with it. It stopped being a method of commuting and quickly became a hobby. And the freedom of it is just incredible. So even to this day, I've kept on with it, and it's really become more of a lifestyle than anything else.
My name's George Ryan. I'm from Glen Cove, Long Island. I have a small business. It's a one-hour photo business. I started about 11 years old on a little Honda 50, and I've never stopped since. The reason why I still ride a motorcycle is that there's a kinship, there's a brotherhood, there's an exhilaration of being one with nature. You have the wind in your face. It's fulfilling, almost a spiritual kind of a lifestyle. And that's the reason why I ride motorcycles.
You think we could stop somewhere and get some service done on my bike?
Yeah, I know a buddy of mine, Scott Flagler, and he probably hook us up. I'll give him a call. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
What's going on? You remember Jim and George?
That's
Scott,
me, guys.
how you
How's it going? Doing
This
good.
is my brother Patrick from New York.
Hey, Patrick. Nice to meet you.
Jim needs an oil change for his V-Rod.
Yeah, we
if you
can
got
probably
the time.
squeeze in an oil change. What kind of bike you have?
06 V-Rod.
Okay, it'll be just about an hour.
Alrighty.
All right,
Thank
we'll
you.
see you then.
My name's Jim Podak. I'm from northern Florida. I started riding when I was about 8 years old, and I've continued to ride because I have friends that constantly call me and want to drag me places. And the reason that I ride this kind of bike is just because it gets my adrenaline flowing. And I have fun, and then I can leave that with the motorcycle and then go to my job or whatever and then relax and be mellow, because I know that eventually I'll get to go back out onto the motorcycle and become free again. And I just love it to death.
Now you might make it to Key West.
Hopefully, huh?
Yeah, it still needs more stuff done, but you get done with your trip, you need to get back in. Let's finish up the service, and so you don't end up on the side of the road. I do towing though, so if you need it, just call me.
Now that we're done taking care of Jim's chores, we hit the loop. It's on our way to Daytona. It's a really cool piece of riding. Starts off on A1A with the ocean on one side. You go over this little drawbridge. Yeah, they still got drawbridges. You go through this swampy marshland area. Looks like Florida back in the dinosaur age. Then you end up going through the woods with these oak-covered canopies. My kids call it the Hall of Trees. It really is pretty and worth the time. I don't think there's a human alive that can logically justify riding. We pay hard-earned money to buy a two-wheeled man-made machine, and we sit in this machine with enthusiasm and perform a high-speed balancing act, sometimes for hours on end.
Hey, George, didn't you have an uncle that had something to do with the early races here?
Yeah, I had a great uncle. His name was Johnny Bruner. He was my father's uncle. He was a chief steward down here at Daytona Beach. He was the flagman. He used to start the race and caution the race and also stop the races and by waving the checkered flags and stuff. He was that short little guy with the white hat on with a big cigar sticking out of his mouth.
And I was also in Edinburgh.
Oh, yeah.
Is it cold in England now? Yeah?
Yeah.
Especially up in north.
Hey, y'all mind if I interrupt you? I'm from Key West, brother. For $20, man, the Grand Seas Resort is timeshare stuff, but you don't really have to do the timeshare stuff. It's just like, you know.
Ironically, we're all timeshare.
It's a roof over your head for $20. So anyway, you guys take it easy and it's all good. Daytona Beach. Cha-ching.
A group of bikers might have a common goal in the fellowship of being a biker, but we are all separate human beings. Our riding experiences can be completely different even though we have all traveled the same route together. When we prepare for a long ride, we feel anticipation. The first half hour or so, we usually feel caution. Then comes the groove. Being in the groove is where it all comes together. Your heartbeat and breathing seem to meld with the sound of the motor, the smells and the sights you're taking in. This, for me, is the therapeutic part of the riding.
Where's George at?
I got a rabbit under my feet.
Cheers. See you later. Good for you.
We have a first problem of the trip. His shifter isn't working, and it's going to make life really interesting, really quick. Fix he did originally was a little more cosmetic. He used what we like to call a hefty bag twist top. Got it in there deep, double wind. Personally, I think it's where it went wrong. Double wind, not so much. You need to put a triple in there. How he done a triple, he would have fixed the problem. Unfortunately here, what he's done a double wind. He's only cleaned out the grease that was actually making it shift.
I don't know. I guess we got to call somebody. What's the closest place that's a motorcycle mechanic?
Well, an actual motorcycle mechanic we can get down the road here.
All right, let's call them and let them know that it's stuck on Parkland. Is there anything that you can do to help me with this, or? I don't know how to get it there. That's the problem. I can't get it out of fifth gear.
What's the outcome?
He's going to come and pick us up.
Maybe you could
Take a ride with this nice man that's saving my life.
What we're doing is replacing the shift arm on the transmission. It's a splined arm that goes on a spline shaft on a transmission. To get to it, we need to pull the inner and outer primary, the clutch and the primary drive, and then do a reverse procedure and put it all back together.
Here's a standard question we're asking everybody. Why do you ride?
Okay, hold on. Why do I ride? It's in my blood, just something I love. The sound of the engine, vibration going through the bars, just makes you feel good. It's all about the thrill.
Well, he's got the primary out.
Yeah.
Primary change.
This is the culprit.
Did he say what was wrong?
It's a bad thing. Hold still. You got a black shirt on. Can't do that to Patrick. He's the star. All the girls love Patrick.
We're down here in South Florida, hunting the elusive land sea cow. Plumbing tattooed on your gut?
He's got the yellow submarine.
Hey, let's ride! Let's ride!
Listen, guys, we lost a lot of time here. Richie was really cool. He got my bike going so we can get out of here. But we got to make up time. I called a hotel. They only have one room, so we're going to have to bunk together. That means you and Jim are going to have to sleep in the same bed.
I got this.
We definitely got to make up some time. We got to get to Miami before it gets dark and we're going to lose our rooms. All right, I got a little secret weapon I'm going to pull out here, so you're going to have to try to keep up with me on this, okay? Now try to keep up with me. Let's ride. All right. Richie, thank you so much, brother. All right. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anytime. Be safe.
Little brother, I still get left behind. I'm almost 40. Welcome to South Beach, gentlemen.
Cool. Now, I haven't been here in years.
Nice breeze. Have you guys been here before?
Listen,
No, never been here.
Never been here?
This is gorgeous.
All right.
Tony Montana. Hey.
This is Ocean Drive. Ocean Drive is a pretty magical place because you've got the historic district from the Art Deco architectural days when Miami was originally built in this district, with the original neon on the buildings, kept a lot of the same architecture. Nowadays you have heavy Latin influence, a lot of obvious Cuban influence down here, a lot of Cuban food. They have
Crockett and Tubbs. Crockett and Tubbs. I just want to right over there. Where can we get Cuban coffee?
one of the original Cuban restaurants down here on Ocean Drive. It's a place called Lario's. Wet Willie's, right across the street from us, is one of the famous bars down here, and this has become one of the biker hangouts. We have a lot of bike culture. You see a lot of sport bikes, obviously young up-and-coming trick bikes, things like that. Very cool place.
I say we go get some Cuban coffee.
Let's go.
Cuban coffee.
Yeah.
Cuban coffee. I've lived in Florida for over 30 years. There's many native plants to Florida that you get vital nutrition from, and water. But they taste like crap. I'd much rather go to Sergio's. Here we come, boys. Yeah, baby, pork chunks. Man, that looks good. That looks great. You didn't get Jim Bob? That looks good.
Yes, okay. But
to Miami.
Anybody believe?
So guys, listen, I have an idea. Since motorcycle clubs, when you put the patch on your jacket, get you in trouble, you gotta flip them, you get beat up. I was thinking instead of a motorcycle club, we become a sports team. A Let's Ride sports team, and we make jerseys up. This is where we're not wearing colors, you know? What do you think, huh?
You're a moron. That's one Maduro penalty.
Yeah, what's next? Bongs? I mean, you stupid man.
I think my wife would just think you're a loser.
I'll be right back.
Dude, I thought we were going to Fantasy Fest.
Fantasy Fest.
At least it's not hot out. I just wanted to go to Fantasy Fest.
Where the hell is this guy?
At least it's not hot or humid.
Yeah, tell me about it. Look at this thing. I'm sweating like a whore in church.
Well, should we go find him?
I think we better.
Let's go.
Well,
my back was really sore, and Omar was going.
Hour and a half, and you're in a hot tub with two blondes.
But
Let's have his own fantasy fest.
this is my brother Patrick.
Hi, Omar. Hello, Patrick. Nice to meet you. Put your good leg on, and let's get going.
Girls, they have to go.
Let's ride. Come on.
I have to go. Omar, I gotta get out of here, man.
I don't want to go. I want to stay here with the girls. Omar's gonna make pretty songs. He's singing a pretty song.
Won't you please now, partner? Gotta come on, let it be. You got to turn around, you got to look at yourself, got to love buddy just like me. Gonna leave it all behind you. We're gonna come on and look my way. We're gonna get you some tomorrow. We're gonna get you. Hey, well, hold out my hand, and I'll be your friend. You don't have to be mine. Well, I'll try, and I'll try it again. Get you to open your
All right, gentlemen, here it is. The Bat Roost, built in 1929. I think it's like the Hydrostatus Bat Roost is what it's called. They
What?
Hygeo.
What?
Hygeo.
A hydrostatic bat roost.
Static Bat Roost. Hydrostatic Bat Roost. Built in 1929 by R. Perkins. R. Perkin.
Or Perky?
Perky.
Oh.
Richard Clyde Perky?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyhow, he built it to get rid of the mosquitoes in the area so the guy could build a resort.
Can the bats actually roost in there?
Yeah, that's got like little slats in there. He built it, brought in 3,000 bats from overseas. They only lasted here three days, and they all flew home, they said.
So you're telling me that there's not one bat in this place?
No.
So what are we doing here?
It's an antique.
Ah.
I'll tell you what we're doing here.
We're getting bit up.
Getting eaten alive.
I know.
My mosquitoes.
Come on, let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Where are we?
The southernmost point, man.
What does that
I thought we
matter?
were going to Fantasy Fest.
Yeah.
But this is the southernmost point.
Kevin, I thought we were going to Fantasy Fest. This makes you the southernmost idiot.
This is a landmark. Cuba's only a few miles that way.
Can we just touch this thing, have a moment, and move on?
No, nobody appreciates anything I do, I tell you.
All right, good. Southernmost, let's ride.
Let's ride.
Gentlemen, welcome to Fantasy Fest. More importantly, welcome to Key West. This is key lime pie on a stick, frozen, dipped in chocolate, and this is a key lime.
Cool. Here we go, baby. What now? Here we go. The official jerseys we're talking about. Jim, your official number is 711. Now, I just picked the numbers that came to my head. George, your official number is .04. Patrick, your official number is 007.
007, baby. Should be double 14.
Me?
Some places get it 007.
My official number is 69. Yeah, baby, we got our Let's Ride wiffle ball team shirts. Now we can fly under the radar. Let's go.
Not that I'm ungrateful, but I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Gentlemen, I'm gonna show you how it's done.
This is it.
Free body painting.
Free body painting. You take your clothes off, we'll paint your body for you. It doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost you a dime. Save $100. You can save right here. $100. Free body painting. Step right up. This is joking. Oh, you're a guy. Get out of here. We're going here for free. You got it covered. Come here. Save hundreds. Girls, free body paper. Right here. Doesn't cost you a dime.
I think those guys are just like really trying to get a feel up, aren't they? I don't trust you.
You don't trust me.
Really get
I was an altar boy for 10 years. I'll even sing Kumbaya when we get painted.
Your body paint.
Kumbaya, my love.
Thank you. I've been painted.
That's green. He's green. You gotta really gum it on there.
It really doesn't work for me.
Yeah, you gotta put on a smiley face. There you go.
Don't go any higher. You're getting nervous. Your hand's shaking.
Yeah.
Let me see
your smiley face. Happy Fantasy Fest. There you go. Can I have a kiss? Ow! Ow, it bit me.
I texted Happy Halloween.
Got it?
Hey! Hey, it's pumpkin. Where did you get that from? What's your board? Does this make me look taller? Taller and stupider. I like it. I don't know. I think it makes my ass look bigger. Yeah, it does. It's on your head. Hey, let's go over here.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a hell of a ride. All the way down the east coast of Florida, we finally made it to Fantasy Fest.
With all the trouble that we had, it's definitely worth it.
Thanks for joining us at home. We're going back to the party.
Rock and roll, lock and move.
Man, what's taking him so long?
My whole back is rolling down the line. Thoughts of my baby running through my mind. She's waiting for me, gotta be on time. I gotta roll, 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 gotta roll. Gotta stay released before the long side of music. Boy, you ain't got a fantasy. Show them a picture, baby, I'm not. Boy, you better move on down.
At least it's not hot.
Rolling down the line. Thoughts of my baby running through my mind. She's waiting for me, gotta be on time. I gotta roll, gotta roll, gotta roll, gotta roll, gotta roll, gotta roll.
How you doing?
Why do I love it? It's in my blood, just something I love.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Patel. How am I doing?